How do you go from a wooden biplane in 1921 to a carbon fiber stealth jet? Witness one of the most incredible engineering journeys in history. Here's every Mitsubishi aircraft ever made. Let's begin with pre-World War II and World War II Navy aircraft. 1MF Type 10 fighter, carrier-based biplane used aboard early Imperial Japanese Navy carriers operating in home waters, marking the company's first fighter to see frontline naval service. 1MT, designed by Mitsubishi for torpedo attacks from coastal bases and carriers, it supported early Imperial Navy strike tactics. 2MR, used over open seas to scout for the Imperial Navy fleet, strengthening Mitsubishi's reputation in naval reconnaissance aircraft. B1M, operated from aircraft carriers during early naval exercises, helping Mitsubishi shape Japan's torpedo bomber doctrine. 2MB1, operated mainly from Japanese home islands and nearby territories, helping Mitsubishi master license production and bomber assembly techniques. The next one, 1MF9 Taka, tested mainly around Japanese naval air stations and carrier trials, this aircraft reflected Mitsubishi engineers experimenting with naval fighter concepts. K3M Pine, reliable crew trainer used for navigation and radio practice. Common sight in the training schools for many years. 2MR8, deployed from forward airfields to observe battlefield movements, showing Mitsubishi's growing role in tactical support aviation. B2M, used in long-range carrier missions, this aircraft showed Mitsubishi's focus on endurance for naval strike roles. 1MF10, flown from land bases in Japan during evaluations, it represented Mitsubishi's steady refinement of fighter design for future naval requirements. 3MT5, tested from long runways in Japan, this bomber project demonstrated Mitsubishi's ambition for extended-range naval strike aircraft. 4MS1, operated as a utility transport between domestic bases, reflecting Mitsubishi's early steps into multi-role naval aircraft. K6M, prototype trainer designed to be simple and rugged, helped test new ideas for pilot instruction during a period of rapid growth. G1M, operated from land bases along Asian coastlines, marking Mitsubishi's early commitment to long-range bombing concepts. 3MT10, evaluated in maritime patrol zones, it helped Mitsubishi understand real-world demands of torpedo bombing over ocean distances. A5M Claude, flew from carriers in China seas and Pacific waters, proving Mitsubishi could lead the world in modern naval fighter design. G3M Nell, flew missions from island and mainland bases across the Pacific, solidifying Mitsubishi as a leader in naval bombers. F1M Pete, launched from cruisers and seaplane tenders across the Pacific, one of Mitsubishi's most versatile naval designs. Now this is the B5M Mabel, flew from transitional carriers and coastal bases, illustrating Mitsubishi's adaptation during rapid naval modernization. K7M, twin-engine trainer intended for multi-engine instruction, gave pilots the experience they needed for larger bombers and transports. A6M Zero Zeke, used extensively across the Pacific, from island airfields and carriers, becoming Mitsubishi's most iconic and influential aircraft. G4M Betty Hamaki, used extensively from remote island airfields, this Mitsubishi bomber defined Japan's long-range strike capability. G6M Wing Hunter, specialized version of the Betty designed to escort other bombers, bristling with defensive guns to keep enemy fighters at bay. L4M1, naval transport version of a successful commercial design, moved personnel and supplies across the vast reaches of the Pacific. J2M Raiden Jack, defended the Japanese home islands from high-altitude bombers, showcasing Mitsubishi's focus on homeland interception. A6M2 K0 Trainer, based at training airfields across Japan, this Mitsubishi-built trainer prepared pilots for carrier combat operations. Next, A7M Repu Sam. Tested mainly in Japan, this Mitsubishi fighter was intended for fleet defense, but never reached operational carriers. Next, J4M Senden Luke. Unusual design with rear-mounted engine and twin booms. Meant to be a high-performance interceptor, but never made it to the front lines. Up next, Q2M Taiyo, specialized aircraft designed for anti-submarine warfare. Meant to protect shipping lanes from the growing underwater threat, J8M Shusui, intended for point defense of Japan itself, This radical Mitsubishi project reflected wartime urgency and innovation. Up next, A6M5K0 trainer. Used late in the war at domestic bases, it reflected Mitsubishi's effort to standardize advanced pilot training. G7M Taizan. Massive project intended to be a high-altitude heavy bomber, represented the ambition of creating a long-range strategic weapon. Now let's look at pre-World War II and World War II Army aircraft. Ki-20, giant four-engine bomber based on German designs. One of the largest aircraft of its time, quite an imposing sight. Ki-1, heavy bomber, used by the Army in the 30s. Massive biplane that represented the heavy hitting power of its era. Ki-2, Louise, light bomber, agile and reliable for its size. Served as a workhorse during early conflicts and was well liked by its crews. Ki-7, small transport and utility plane, provided a vital link for Army communications and light logistics across the mainland. Ki-18, prototype fighter exploring the transition to monoplanes. Helped engineers refine the aerodynamics that would lead to later successes. Then Ki-15 Babs, incredibly fast reconnaissance plane, so speedy that it could outrun most contemporary fighters with ease. Ki-33 prototype, competing for the Army main fighter contract. Though it lost out, it demonstrated growing expertise in agile designs. Ki-21 Sally, operated across China, Southeast Asia and the Pacific, becoming one of Mitsubishi's most widely used Army bombers. Ki-30 Anne, light bomber with fixed landing gear. Highly effective in ground support roles, proved to be very durable in the field. Next, Ki-51 Sonia, dedicated ground attack aircraft. Designed to fly low and slow, provided precise support for troops on the ground. Ki-46 Dinah, flew high-speed reconnaissance over vast fronts, highlighting Mitsubishi's mastery of speed and aerodynamics. Ki-57 Topsy, transport version of a famous bomber, moving people and cargo. Reliable airlifter used extensively throughout the conflict. Next, Ki-67 Hiryu Peggy. Used from mainland and island bases, this aircraft showed Mitsubishi's late-war emphasis on performance and survivability. Ki-73 Steve, experimental project for a high-performance fighter, aimed to push the limits of speed and power as the war reached its peak. Ki-83, tested in Japan as a high-altitude interceptor, representing Mitsubishi's peak piston engine fighter capability. Ki-109, designed to defend Japanese cities from heavy bombers, underscoring Mitsubishi's role in homeland air defense. Ki-200 Shusui, Army version of the rocket-powered interceptor, represented a high-tech attempt to defend the home islands. The Shusui was very fast. Ki-167, modified version of a heavy bomber used for special missions. Carried large, shaped charge meant for devastating surface targets. Next on the list is post-war military aircraft. T-2, used by Japan's post-war Air Force at domestic bases, marking Mitsubishi's return as a modern jet manufacturer. Now this is the F-1. Operated from Japanese air bases, this aircraft confirmed Mitsubishi's ability to design indigenous supersonic fighters. Next, T-2CCV, modified testbed used to explore fly-by-wire technology. Looked futuristic with its extra fins, the CCV helped pave the way for modern fighters. F-2 Viper Zero. Based throughout Japan, it reflects Mitsubishi's collaboration and evolution into advanced composite fighter production. Up next, X-2 Shinshin, flown exclusively in Japan as a test platform, demonstrating Mitsubishi's advanced stealth and flight control research. Now, this is the FX Godzilla, conceptual next-generation fighter designed for air superiority. Represents the future of defense with high-end stealth and sensors. Now let's look at civil and commercial aircraft. MC-1, small transport aircraft meant for the growing civilian market. The MC-1 was a simple and effective way to move passengers between local airports. RP-1, experimental helicopter designed to test new flight systems. The RP-1 played a key role in developing future technology. MU-2, operated worldwide in civilian roles, proving Mitsubishi could succeed far beyond military aviation markets. MU-300 Diamond, used globally by business operators, highlighting Mitsubishi's capability in high-performance civil jet design. MH-2000, modern, multi-purpose helicopter designed for safety and quiet operation. The MH2000 was a bold entry into the rotary wing market. MRJ-90 Spacejet, larger sibling in the regional jet family. The MRJ-90 offered more seating and advanced technology to compete on the global stage. Up next, MRJ-70 Spacejet, regional jet designed to provide quiet and fuel-efficient experience. The MRJ-70 aimed to modernize short-haul travel. Then, M100 Spacejet, refined version of the regional jet project. The M100 focused on maximizing efficiency and passenger comfort for the North American market. To wrap things up, civilian record breakers and variants. Kamikaze Divine Wind, famous aircraft making a record-breaking flight to London in 1937, a symbol of national pride and endurance. Nippon Japan, aircraft gaining world fame for its historic flight around the globe, proved that long-range aviation was a reality for the modern era.